Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the video. We are always grateful for your support, especially with this series where it's doing really well. But be sure to stick around to the end of the video where you may be in with a chance of winning yourself a as yet untitled shirt free of charge. All you got to do is answer a question. And subscribe. And share. And like. And comment below.
And get 20 other subscribers.
Yeah. But we're serious on the subscriber thing.
Yeah, that's the one thing you have to do. Right. Oh yeah. Just stop.
It's going in the edits.
Let's talk about the comments from last video. We
had two comments. One that was great and another that was not so great.
We asked you guys the question: who do you think is going to be the bottom 3 clubs that are going to get relegated from the Premier League?
So, I'll let you take the first comment.
Okay, so we had, forgive me if I don't say this properly, we had someone called, oh god, I've lost it, Watson Watches, and thank you for watching, Watson. See what I did there?
You are
I'm on fire.
The epitome of a professional.
So they first said in 18th place was going to be Norwich, which I think was on par with us, wasn't it?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, he said, I reckon they'll put in a good show. Might be fighting to the bitter end with whoever ends up 17th, but it's almost like self-fulfilling prophecy at this point. Norwich have had a good start, which I don't think anyone saw coming.
No.
Pukki's
He's having a laugh.
He's taken the Premier League by storm.
Yep.
Fantastic player so far. 19th, he said Aston Villa, which I don't think we said.
No, that one's a surprise. But again, they're not doing great.
He said, she said, really not convinced with their current form, and unfortunately has the hallmarks of a team coming up and being cursed to go down. Hope he's wrong. He said, hope I'm wrong though. Interesting point as well, because it's essentially what happened to Fulham last year. They spent a lot of money and still went down.
Yep.
I think that was more management than actual the players that they bought. I thought they got some good players.
Well, it's always the risk, isn't it, with spending lots of money when you've just been promoted, because it could pay. You could do a Wolves and you could end up in the top 7, or conversely, you could do a Fulham and you could end up relegated because it just doesn't gel.
Okay. And finally said in 20th, which we both agreed with, was Newcastle. Agreed. And he said if
I think he means if relegation leads to
if relegation leads to Mike Ashley leaving, that's a good for the whole world. Come on, Newcastle, down. What?
Down tools and fuck the valuation of the club. We'll talk about Newcastle in more depth in a little while, but I've got the other comment. Hi Nick, how's it going? Firstly, Spurs, you should be supporting Newcastle on this day's results, shouldn't you? Because Spurs are definitely not going to win the Premier League.
Is he a Spurs fan?
Only to piss me off.
What a good reason.
I know. So then he put 18th, the Legion of Blind Bonobo Monkeys.
I mean, if they were in the Premier League,
I don't think they'd stand a chance.
I think 18th is about right.
Yeah. Then 19th, he put my nan, as in his nan. I don't think.
I don't know her football prowess, but
well,
and if those Legion of Blind Bonobo monkeys get their act together, there's every chance that they can stay above his nan.
She is Russian though, so I do. Bonus points for that. And then finally, he put my beloved Arsenal.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen.
Well, yeah.
No. Fuck yourself. On to the next section of the video.
Well, before that, actually, Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Whether they're good or bad, I've certainly appreciated both of them.
Yes, although one is very good and the other is terrible.
That Watson Watchers really needs to step his game on. Right, now onward to the next section.
Here we go.
Talk about this week's results. And we've got all of them.
We've got all of them.
No Monday night football.
Yes.
Right.
Keep that Friday night football. It works for our schedule.
Stop it.
Right.
With your Mondays.
I'll take the first one because the score prediction that I put in here was it was
2-1 to Everton.
2-1 to Everton. Oh boy. Couldn't have got this further from the truth. I was impressed with Aston Villa. And truth be told, I have been impressed with them all in the losses that they've had in the first 2 weeks. I thought they've played well, but they just haven't had the legs. Everton, what on earth happened?
They had chances as well. It wasn't like it was all Villa.
I'm starting to reassess where Everton are in the league, in my opinion, because they've spent a lot of money and they've spent what most people would say is well, in the right areas. But it's not clicking.
Yeah. It's a difficult one for them, I think. I don't hate Everton as a Liverpool fan because it's like the way that we view them is like our little brother, which is I'm sure the way you see Spurs really.
Yeah, the annoying brother.
Yeah.
Smaller brother.
Yeah.
Much.
And it's
smaller.
like you want to see them do well, but not better than you.
Mind that gap.
Oh wow!
Anyway,
can't even win Champions
Newcastle.
League.
So yeah, what's happened? I'm beginning to worry for them, Everton. Really, truth be told, I think that they have they won anything yet? Have they won a match? We've got the results here.
Okay.
They have. No, they haven't. They've drawn.
They've drawn twice, haven't they?
They've drawn and they beat Watford.
So they have won a match.
They've won one
around
match.
4 points.
Not terrible out of the first 3 games, but frankly, I was expecting better, especially against Aston Villa.
They should have beaten Palace
and Crystal Palace. Yeah. So Everton, you in my mind, you're still mid-table, and that's where I'm going to leave that one.
Yeah.
No points for me.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yes. On to Norwich versus Chelsea at Norwich. What a game. Or what a first half.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Jesus Christ.
I could not stop watching the TV with this. It was amazing. Both sides.
It was really entertaining.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest problem for Frank Lampard at the moment. He's getting dragged down and playing like the lower teams. But you've got to say youth did its job. They won 3-2.
Luckily. I said last week that if they didn't win this game, they are in crisis.
Yeah.
I still firmly believe that they are on the cusp of it.
Yeah.
I think Norwich were very good, and I think they were unlucky in a sense to walk away from this with no points. I think your prediction of 2-2 was an accurate reflection of the game itself.
Yeah. I was close.
Yeah, you were. Pookie, my God, where have you come from? Well, I want to actually know where. Next week we'll look into Pookie and see where he played before he came to Norwich. He's Finnish, isn't he?
I don't know. I'm certainly good at finishing.
Stop it! Dab. No, we're full of puns. Oh, he's full of puns. I am not. So, there we go. It's what more? You think? Sorry,
Mount's goal was really nice.
Yes.
The cut in, finishing the top right, very similar to a goal that we'll talk about later on. But yeah, I was impressed with both teams. Really, I felt like a draw would have been the right result in the end. But yeah. Goal in the last couple of minutes, wasn't it?
It's nice to see the youth actually getting a run out with Chelsea.
Yeah, they've got a lot of youth talent, and it just never gets implemented.
Yeah, I mean, Tammy Abraham, it's great to see. I mean, I'm sad, obviously, because this probably means that Olivier Giroud is going to leave. because he's got aspirations to still play for France. So I don't really see him, sticking around to play second fiddle to a kid.
Oh, why would he? He's got bags of talent.
Yeah.
Might as well go and use it somewhere else.
But I don't know who Chelsea are playing next week. We'll get to that a little bit later. But I still think if they lose or draw the next couple of games, there's going to be increasing pressure at the bridge. So, yeah.
On to Brighton versus Southampton.
We come back to the age-old question of Premier League Untitled. What Brighton team is going to turn up? I'm going to say it every week now because it's that unpredictable. So, to recap, Brighton got absolutely spanked 2-0 by Watford, convincingly as well. Then out of nowhere, they come and they beat... No, they draw, don't they? They drew with West Ham.
Brighton?
Yes.
Yeah, 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah. And now...
Sorry, what am I talking about? They beat Watford 3-0.
Yeah.
Then they drew with West Ham in a bit of a dull game. And then this week, they lose to Southampton.
I will say, though, it was 0-0 before... who was the player that got sent off? Someone got sent off for Brighton.
Andone.
Yeah, and that had a big impact on the game. As soon as he went off, Brighton just went sitting in their own half. And Southampton took advantage, and you've got to commend them for that, really.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Southampton are going to struggle.
Yeah, I agree.
This season, but I don't want to predict Brighton games because I just can't.
Did you see the goal from the Southampton player?
I haven't watched them.
Genepo, yeah. Literally edge of the box from like the left side all the way into the top right. And I was like, Liverpool are going to sign him next year. It's such a good finish. But
Southampton claim the South Coast derby on this one.
And that's a really good 3 points for them, especially against Brighton.
Yep.
Because they're going to be relegation candidates, but that's literally a relegation fight.
Yep.
Well, what I would say, yeah. United Palace. Yay. I hate United as a Liverpool fan.
So do I. Yeah. We're joined in that.
Palace beat United. Very happy. I will say I felt sorry for David James, who got it booked for diving when it wasn't a dive. It really... Did you see it?
I haven't
okay.
seen that bit.
It wasn't a dive, and I feel like he's getting because he dived in the first game he came on against, and I think like everyone's just going, he's a diver, book him, and it's easy to do that because it happened to Zaha as well, Wilf Zaha.
When he was at United.
And when he first played at Palace as well. But yeah, good performance from Palace. Kept compact. I don't think United scored until like one of the last 89th minute. Jordan Ayew's goal, very good, calm, cool, collective. Slotted it past De Gea. I think De Gea really let United down because I'd expect any goalkeeper to save it.
The Van
Aanholt, yeah. It was like right at him, and it just went underneath him.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't think they are getting in the top 6.
United.
On current form, they don't seem to be. I mean, nobody wants it seemingly out of Chelsea and United. They both are.
They're both did everything they can not to get there. Yeah.
Quite like the end of last season, they've literally picked up. Okay, Chelsea did get the win and did get the points, but it's a case of who wants it more. I don't think United are anywhere near what they were. I don't think they're going to be for a while. Mm-hmm. I think De Gea, I don't know what's happened to him, frankly. But then again, I guess you can't keep up that standard that he had forever.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it would have been hard to keep up what he was doing for them for so long.
Yeah.
On to the mighty Rams, or not so mighty once again. Their first goal, though.
They got the mighty Mooses.
That's the one. What did I say? Rams.
Yeah, it's not Derby. We are...
Fucked it, mate.
I'm going to be real.
Stop the video.
I'm
going to have
be
to do
real.
it again.
Yeah. I am not backing Watford in anything going forward. I've got De La Feo in my...
Surely. We'll get to it, okay.
I've got De La Feo in my fantasy football team, and he's done nothing for me. So I'm going to take him out soon.
Solid 2 points every week, though.
Great. But yeah, West Ham, again, this isn't one that I know too much about, but they seem to have... Yeah.
Yeah. Mark Noble scored a pen in the first half. It was definitely a penalty. And then Sebastian Haller. He's come from the German league, and I think it was Frankfurt. But his goals were fantastic. Really clinical strikers' goals, especially the second one. The first one just gets into the box where he needs to be, gets a tap in from 6 yards. And then the other one, a fantastic overhead kick. Absolutely nails it from a corner. Keeper saves it. Just puts it into a bad area, really. You got to say, poor from the keeper. Andre Gray's finish, also really good. Takes it to the right side of the box and finishes bottom left. Keeper didn't really have a chance for it. It's good finish. Yeah.
Great analysis.
Thank you.
What I'll say is, again, I think Watford are going to slip down the table, and on current form, they're not looking good.
Where are they now? They haven't won a game yet, have they?
Not to my knowledge. No, they've lost. They've lost.
They are bottom. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Mighty Mooses. Said it right that time, right? Cool.
Rock bottom after 3 games. If I were the Watford fan that watches this, shout out to you, my boy.
I don't know who you are, but where's son?
Pow pow. I would be worrying if I were you, because these are games that, frankly, in seasons gone past, you would have won, and you would have picked up points, and you're not doing it. So far, by the way, we've got none of this right.
Yeah,
it's literally no points across the board.
Until now. Sheffield United against Leicester at Sheffield. I got it right. 2-1 to Leicester. I will say, Vardy's goal was... I'd say you'd expect him to score it, really.
Yes.
It was one-on-one.
Yep.
Slotted it into the top left.
It's bread and butter, that is.
Very much taunted the Sheffield United fans, because he used to play for Wednesday, didn't he?
In his youth career, I believe.
Yeah. McBurney's goal, I don't remember it. Can't have been that good. But Barnes' goal, on the half volley from the right side of the pen, smashes it. And I think they got a speed check. It was like 70 miles an hour. It literally just flew into the top right. Superb goal. There's nothing else really to say.
2 points to Rob. He's winning so far.
For this week, anyway.
For this week. But then we come to Liverpool versus Arsenal. Whew. Okay, where do we start with this one? Now, you may or you may not know, but I'm going to set the scene anyway. As you will see with all my Arsenal shirts that I'm debuting every week, am a die-hard fan of the Gunners. Rob here is rubbing it in and making me drink from a Liverpool cup because he is a Liverpool fan. So, let me be real with you, okay?
I'm just going to stay quiet over here.
I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed with this one, and I'm annoyed because we were playing so well, and bearing in mind that Liverpool are currently the European champions, won the Champions League last year, stormed it, almost dethroned Man City at the top of the Premier League, and City, frankly, are, in my opinion, the best team in Europe. For squad depth for the project.
I think you'll find if you look at the Champions League result,
I know
Liverpool are the best team in Europe.
I know.
City are the best team in England, mate.
Whatever. But anyway, Liverpool are undisputedly one of the best teams in the world right now. One of them. And For all these years, I've had people go, Arsenal are crap. Oh, they can't defend. Oh, they can't do this. Oh, they're bottle jobs. Oh, ha ha ha. Everybody laugh at Arsenal. All across the social media pages, and it's really, really got under my skin. So, I was watching the game, and I thought we were doing well. You know, you looked frustrated. You looked annoyed. Pepe was making Van Dijk worried, which is the first time I've seen him worried in 12 months. He was making fucking Andy Robertson look like a knob at points. And
especially we said, one-on-one.
Yeah,
one-on-one.
We said last week, if Pepe makes Robertson look like a knob, he is worth every penny. Yeah. So I think he is.
You've got to say he played very well.
Yeah, Pepe was amazing. Well. And he was unfortunate as well.
And
that killing effort. Sorry.
Yeah. Amidst the 3-1 defeat. Liverpool won 3-1, by the way. Some good news out of it. Pepe broke a record. Do you know what it is?
First player to dribble past.
That's right.
Virgil van Dijk.
In 50 games, and he's the first one to do it.
So he's a quality signing. Yeah. You know, I thought, you know, for all of the talk about Arsenal's defence is crap. I don't think it was. I thought it was pretty good. You know, you've got Mo Salah there, you've got Sadio Mane there, you've got Roberto Firmino. They're all top quality strikers, and we, in the first half at least, we shackled them.
I'd say the first 2 goals that Liverpool actually scored, I actually messaged you, didn't I? I said I literally thought it was a lapse in concentration. Matip just happens to get away from, I think it was...
Guendouzi.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. And Socrates was marking Van Dijk.
You've got to admit, though, that's like a poor pairing. Like Matip's a lot taller than Guendouzi as well.
Yes.
But... as I say, lapse concentration. Then the second one was
Louise with the
that's just stupid. And he's still saying like it wasn't a penalty now, and it's like, come on, man.
I mean, if he hadn't have done that, Salah would have gone on and scored. So,
I don't think so. You look at where he's like on the far side of the 6-yard box, and he's going towards the byline. Like his momentum's taken him away from goal.
I don't know. I mean, I am angry with David Luiz, but you know, equally, he put in a good game. Apart from that,
and then the third goal, Salah just slips.
Yeah, you can't stop that.
You said it was a really good, skillful goal, and I looked at it and I was like, that's just pace. Like,
yeah,
he literally just sprints past it.
But that's what he does.
Oh yeah,
that's what he does.
Yeah.
The thing that annoys me is how all the commentary for the game was like, oh, this has been a really bad game for Arsenal. That's my best Gary Neville impression and all that kind of bollocks. No, it wasn't, Gary. We had two chances in the first half that if we'd have taken them, different complexion altogether. And then we had another chance in the second half that if Pepe had put that in,
yeah, different complexion to the game.
Aubameyang. 9 times out of 10, that goes in.
Like, you look at how much space and time he had, I thought he was just offside. And he thought that he was offside. Because he doesn't really take it seriously. He literally takes it, slows it down, looks up, looks down again, and then he's tackled. He as you said, he takes too long. Yeah. And I'm
talking about the one where he goes to chip it over your keeper.
Oh, when
really
Adrian
early
just
on.
Thumps it at him.
Yeah, and it's just the other side of the post.
Yeah.
You know, if that had gone in, different game. More importantly, Pepe, when he had his shot, I think he had 2 chances, didn't he?
He had the 1-on-1, and
there was another one that there was the 1-on-1.
He had a curl that just went straight to the keeper.
No, there was one where he curled it and it went just the far side, just past the far post.
Yes, from the right wing.
One, if that had gone in, instant hero. The other one,
is he right or left-footed?
Left.
Okay, because when he was doing the 1-on-1, he shapes himself to put it on his left, and I thought he was right-footed before that. I was like, why has he done that?
No, he's left-footed. He's left-footed. Again, incredibly tame shot straight at the keeper. Anywhere else, that's a goal.
Literally, he could have chipped it. He could have put it either side of him, and he just kicked it straight at him. It was a real shame, to be fair, because before that, he'd well, I think Henderson just flicked it into his path, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then he absolutely destroys Robertson. I was just like, oh, Sam's going to talk about this. And like, Robertson like shepherds him towards goal almost. Like he's like shepherding him more central than wide. I didn't really understand it, to be honest. But
for all the hate I'm going to get in the comments if this does go viral, which it's an Arsenal fan having a rant. Of course, it's going to go viral. For all the hate and for all the you still lost. Yeah, we did. We did still lose. But the point is, it's a fucking improvement, especially against the best team in Europe at this point in time. We still haven't got our best defence out there. We're missing Tierney, we're missing Bellerin. I didn't think Maitland-Niles had a great game, truth be told. And I don't know why you didn't start Lacazette and Torreira. I thought they did wonders when they came on.
I think you could easily start a 4-2-3-1. Have Torreira and maybe Guendouzi or Xhaka there, and then have Caballos playing as the more attacking midfielder, and then you can have Lacazette, Aubameyang, and
that's what I wanted. If you actually watched last week's episode, that's exactly what I did in terms of my lineup.
Stop begging for views, man.
I know. Go back and watch it now.
We'll wait.
It's about the 50-minute mark.
No, wait for them.
We'll put a link in this one, but. Yeah, we need to go out and we need to buy a world-class defender, but I'm not taking any abuse for that. I'm still happy that we it's not 3 points, but we've made an effort and we've actually got something. It shows progress, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Zen.
I'm calm.
Well done, mate. 3-1! Yeah! Of course, I was talking about City beating Bournemouth. I was really happy with that one, obviously, with our title contenders. 3-1, did you watch it at all?
I did.
Good. You can talk about it then, because I didn't.
The Aguero goal, the first one, good. Frankly, what more can I say? It was very good. It's a bit of a weird one because it was like De Bruyne had a kind of shot, but it went straight to Aguero, and then Fox in the box slots it. The ball was going to the right of the goalkeeper, came to Aguero's feet. Aguero put it left of the keeper, didn't stand a chance. Great finish. The second one with Sterling, not much more to say about that. But the third goal with Aguero was very interesting, actually, if you visually to watch it. Because it was actually David Silva that was darting into the box to take a shot. But Aguero was literally following his run. A couple of feet behind.
Oh, right.
Literally following his run. So David Silva, I believe, gets tackled, but Bournemouth don't get the ball. And there's Aguero to poke it home. So striker's instinct. And also the Harry Wilson free kick was amazing. Fantastic. He needs a bigger club, frankly. Harry Wilson.
He's on loan from Liverpool.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's a Liverpool player.
Well, there you go.
I was saying to my mate, because I came back home halfway through the match, and he said, "You need to get Wilson." He said, "You need to get Wilson into your team, even if it's as a backup."
Yeah,
because he's doing fine in the Premier League essentially. But I haven't seen it yet, so I can't comment. Now onto a game that I'm sure will make you a bit happier.
He got a point for that one, by the way.
Yeah, I said City would win 3-0, and Wilson fucked it up for me, so cheers, mate. Yeah.
So, now I get to be happy, kind of, and gloat. Newcastle, relegation fodder, we say. Dead last in the Premier League. Almost everybody agrees. And then you get from White Hart Lane... losing to them.
Is that their first home match of the season?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's their second. But the first match, they were playing Aston Villa and they were 1-0 down for the majority of the game until Christian Eriksen came on, and then they got 2 goals. This, on the other hand, wow, I was not expecting this. I predicted this would be 4-0 Tottenham because Newcastle are relegation fodder. And instead, I get 1-0 Newcastle. I don't think... We were talking about this just beforehand, and frankly, this is one of those results that nobody would see coming on form.
I think if you bet on Newcastle to win 1-0, you're going to win a lot of money.
Yes.
Just for that.
Yeah.
Away as well. Newcastle's goal, he took it really well in his stride, to be fair.
He did. I'm impressed by him.
Just casually slide it past Lloris.
Yeah, what's his name? Joe Linton.
Yes.
Joe Linton.
Joe Linton, yeah. Fair enough to him. Like.
That makes me happy, especially when we've got them next week, as in Tottenham, at the Emirates. So, okay, we haven't had the best of games against Liverpool, but I take more encouragement from that than I do Tottenham losing. You know,
to Newcastle especially.
Yeah,
like,
that's
you'd rather lose 1-0 against someone like Man City or Liverpool or Arsenal than Newcastle. You know, that's something very much that Liverpool would have done 5 years ago.
Yeah. An interesting thing I heard about Tottenham today actually is how many of their players have only got 12 months left on their contract.
Really?
Vertonghen, my mind's gone blank now. Vertonghen, Eriksen, obviously, and he's talking about
going
walking
to
away.
Real Madrid, isn't he?
I believe Dele Alli's only got 12 months left on his contract.
I'd have him.
Well, but the thing is, they're all paid peanuts, aren't they, in comparison to other Premier League teams? So, we'll see.
We'll see. Finally, Wolves Burnley. I didn't watch this. I was too busy watching
the Spurs game,
match. But apparently Ashley Barnes scored in the 13th minute, and Jimenez scored a penalty in the 97th minute. That's probably going to be a controversial one. But I've actually got nothing to say. I would have expected Wolves to win this, hence why I predicted them to win 2-1, but couldn't pull through either.
So, in total, that means that Rob has actually won this week with 3 points, and I have got 2. And frankly, looking at the scoreboard, it was a dreadful week for our predictions.
There's only 3 matches out of 10 that we got any points.
Yeah. That was an atrocious week.
We're having a bad time, we are. Like, you look at it as well. Like actually, last week was pretty good. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. But in the first week, we only got 4 as well. So it's
that's still pretty good though. Well, it's almost 50%. But anyway, so in the standings, it means that I am on 10 points and Rob is on 7. So the gap closes by a point into week 4.
Into week 4. Speaking of which, into week 4. Right then. So first of all, are we going to do the same? You have this side, I'll have this side.
Yeah, we can do.
Okay.
Oh, you get the big one.
I know. You get the easy ones.
Right. Okay. So Southampton versus Man United is my first match. I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say Man United. I think Man United are going to win this 2-1. I'm going to say. I can't see them losing to Southampton. Crystal Palace, arguably, I could see that happening as an upset, but not Southampton. That's not the kind of game United lose. So 2-1.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And then I have Palace versus Villa at Palace. Let's go 1-0 Villa.
1-0 Villa.
1-0 Villa. I've literally no idea. That could be anything. Hello.
Chelsea versus Sheffield United.
At Chelsea.
Oh
my god! You literally look at my first 3 compared to yours. It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna say Chelsea. No, I'm gonna say it again. 2-1. 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Sheffield United. I was like, what? And then I've got Newcastle Watford. Right.
Are you backing?
Well, I'm just gonna have a quick look at the table. All right. Oh, brilliant.
That's another table match already.
Yeah, that is absolutely no help. So you've got to say like Newcastle are the team in form. But I'm gonna back the Mighty Mooses. I'm gonna do it for a 4th week. I'm gonna break the curse. They're gonna win 3-1.
The Mighty Mooses.
3-1.
I hope so. I hope so. Otherwise, the Moose needs to be taken
You
round the back of the shed.
look at their team. They've got good players.
Yeah.
They're playing shit, man.
I mean, that would be catastrophic if Watford lost that one, wouldn't
That's it. I think manager's getting fired after that if he loses to Newcastle.
Yeah.
First 4 games, 1 goal so far.
Yeah, no points, rock bottom of the table. You've got to win. You've got to win. Watford fan, you've got to win. Enjoy the trip up to Newcastle. I know you're going.
Up to.
So I get the easy one then. Man City versus, or do I? Or do I? Or do I get the easy one? Which Brighton team's turning up? I still think Man City are going to have too much for him. I'm going to say 4-1 because the City team seem to be leaking goals, but I think they've got too much for Brighton. 4-1.
All right. West Ham Norwich. I'm just going to have a look at the table. Where are West Ham?
14th.
Right.
I know who I'd back in that one. I know who
Norwich
I'd back.
had so far. Norwich have had
Liverpool and Chelsea.
They've beaten teams that they should beat. You'd say in Newcastle,
And they almost beat Chelsea.
yeah.
And they gave you a good game as well. I don't know why I'm helping.
We won 4-1.
Yeah, but they still played well.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So did Arsenal apparently.
Shut the fuck up. That's your free one.
I'm gonna go for Norwich. Was it home or away? It was away, wasn't it? West Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3-2 to Norwich.
3-2 to Norwich.
3-2 to Norwich.
I agree with that, and I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you why as well. They seem to be playing very risky football.
Risque.
They are. It's very attack, and they don't really. They're trying to outscore everyone. If you watch them, lovely to watch, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be a Norwich fan because my heart would be.
Pitter pattering.
Yes, I don't think they're from Ireland.
No,
Norwich fans. I think it's
They're from Norwich.
other side of the UK, isn't it? Okay, Leicester versus Bournemouth. Now this is a hard one.
Do you want to look at the table?
I want to look at the table.
Let's have a look at the table. Bournemouth are 11th.
And Leicester are 4th.
They haven't lost yet.
Ooh, and it's at Leicester. Okay, that's made my mind up. I think that's going to be a 3... No, I think that's going to be a boring 1-0. Boring 1-0 Leicester.
Alright. Burnley Liverpool at Burnley. Burnley have been doing alright, haven't they? Relatively. Yeah, they're 6th. They've had a win, loss and a draw. Standard. They have played Southampton, Arsenal and Wolves. I'd say, yeah, they've lost to the right type, and that's a pretty good result against Wolves, 1-1.
Yeah. Come on, you're gonna beat Burnley.
I think this will be our first clean sheet, and I think we'll win 2-0.
Okay.
Liverpool 2-0 away from home. Everton Wolves.
Now this is an interesting one because these are the two teams I said would be battling it out. Yep. I want to look at the table.
I want to look at the
I
table.
want to consult the tableau.
Wolves are below Everton.
They are, but they
are.
It's 3 draws. Wolves have had 3 draws.
Is that right?
Wow. 1-1, 1-1, and 0-0.
Huh.
That's
All
not
right.
good form.
Mm.
But equally, I don't think Everton have had great form. A
Win,
loss.
draw and a loss.
Yeah.
I know who I'd pick. Who have Wolves played?
United.
Burnley, United and Leicester. And who have Everton played? Watford. Well, that's nothing, isn't it?
Watford, Crystal Palace and Villa.
Yeah, so arguably you'd say Wolves have had the easier opponents.
With United.
Harder opponents, yeah. Everton have had the easier opponents.
But it's Goodison, and I think Goodison's a bit of a fortress for them. I think it's going to be 2-1 Everton. I can't see Wolves not scoring, but surely Everton have got to pull something out of the bag. I don't know.
All right.
And then he gets the big one.
Yeah, Arsenal, Tottenham. I think you've got to have a good look at both of them, really, because they're both coming into this with a loss. Arsenal arguably against the easier team, Tottenham battling against Newcastle's difficult fight. But Arsenal still fucked it, you know what I mean? But apparently Pepe's really good, but whatever. Always looked away. No, I think this has got Arsenal all over it. I think you'll want to come away. You'll be very up for it. I think you'll play the formation that we discussed.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Tottenham, especially today, they had absolutely nothing about them. They could not finish their dinner. Like, literally, they had plenty of chances and just didn't put anything in.
I think Christian Eriksen is just such a big miss for them.
Yeah, and Ali.
Yeah. It does make them tick. They those two players do make the team tick.
Yeah. But, yeah, I can't look past Arsenal. I'm going to say 2-0 to Arsenal.
Wow. A clean sheet. Yeah. Even with Harry Kane. Yeah. Bold, I like it.
Did fuck all against Newcastle, mate. I'd like to think you're better than Newcastle.
I do have a feeling this is where Pepe's going to actually pull something out of the bag and score, properly.
He got himself into the position this weekend. He just fluffed the shot.
Yeah.
And then later on he was hitting good efforts towards goal.
Yeah.
But
I think he's a dead cert to start. I think Aubameyang will step up, and at home we typically do well against Tottenham. It's when we go to their stadium that the roles are reversed.
It's the old switcheroo.
So that looks like it's it for our predictions.
Yeah, that's all the predictions for the week.
This week, exactly. So we will, we'll move on to the news.
Let me just have a quick look before we do the call. Okay, now. Oh, the news. I'd like to start off by saying about a player I've always loved. In Fernando Torres has retired.
He is a player that I haven't supported Liverpool, I haven't supported Atletico Madrid, and I haven't supported Chelsea, but he is a player that I greatly admired myself. I thought he was... he got a lot of criticism that I felt was unnecessary and unjust when he was at Chelsea.
Well, he wasn't scoring, was he?
He wasn't scoring, but from what I get told, and he basically, when you sold him, his knees were buggered.
He was fucked, he was injured when we sold him, and I think Chelsea almost looked past the medical review. They just went, we want him,
Yeah.
Which, if you want to do that, fine, but...
Yeah, he's an icon, in my opinion, of the modern game. He was a real influential player in the early 2000s, and, leading into the 2010s. Fantastic player, iconic look.
Dazzling eyes, beautiful hair.
Stop it! You're making me sound like Harry. But yeah, the blonde hair, etc. I'm happy for him that he was able to play for Atletico Madrid and then go back there a kind of hero later on. Yeah. I heard a story about him when he was a kid. He was the only one in his class that supported Atletico Madrid at that point because they were basically a nothing club during that period. And it's kind of the... Well, it is, isn't it? It's the fairy tale of going and playing and, making your club something more. And they very much are now. They're like the third team in Spain behind Barcelona and Real. So good on him, fair play to you. And
speaking of nothing clubs, PSG, because what have they ever done really, apart from win their league?
Oh God, the knockoff Man City.
Essentially. Yeah.
The knockoff Man City. So apparently, my sources tell me that they are sniffing Wilfred Zaha up and down.
Wilf, 100 mil. I'm pretty sure Palace would take that.
I mean, they would.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
But if you were Wilfred Zaha, would you want to go and play for PSG?
Wilf Zaha, I think, just cares about playing for a top club who's in the Champions League, and that's exactly what. Because that was one of his conditions. He said, if we're going to sell me, I want to be in a club that's going in the Champions League.
Would you really want... Like, if I were a footballer, I wouldn't want to go there.
You look at that front three of PSG in Neymar, Cavani and Mbappe. Where's he going to go in that?
Well, if they're sniffing around Wilfred Zaha, there's a reason. And the reason, in my opinion, is that Neymar is going back to Spain, whether it's Real Madrid or whether it's Barcelona. I hear that they're both very close to a deal.
Yeah, and he has been getting left out of PSG squad.
Yeah. So it looks as if they're viewing Wilfred Zaha as the Neymar replacement, and I don't think he's not that good. I don't think.
But in that league, he's gonna look great. I think a lot of players from the Premier League could look great in the Ligue 1.
Do you know who I'd have to replace Neymar? Julian Draxler, who's already at the club.
Yeah, he's a good player as well. Well, Liverpool were going to buy him, but we didn't.
Oh, we were linked with him for years, and nothing ever materialised.
He's a good player.
I'd just slot him in there. He's young. He's got time. You know.
He's 24 now, isn't he? 24,
that's still youngish. You know. If Wilfred Zaha goes to PSG, I will be amazed. I think that he's going to hold out, and I think he's going to hold out till January, all the summer, and I reckon he's going to try to get a transfer to either Arsenal, Chelsea.
Would you want him?
Yeah, I'd have him because he plays on the opposite wing to Pepe.
But then you're going to have to make the sacrifice of Lacazette or Aubameyang.
I'd do 4-4-2.
Oh, okay.
I'd do 4-4-2.
Or the 4-2-2-2.
Yeah, I'd have Zaha, Cabellos, Torreira, Pepe, Aubameyang, and Lacazette, and I can't think.
That'd be a good squad. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. Any other news?
The big news, especially in the UK, is Bury. What a shame for this club, and what a shame for football in general.
It shows the power of money in the football league. You know, a club that's been around for almost 150 years now, isn't it?
They were one of the founding members.
Yeah, exactly. And they got bought for £1 when their club went into liquidation by some businessman, I think it just was, and he's tried to run it like a business, trying to get profit out of it, and it's collapsed. And
there's a lot of me that's sad about this because it pulls at my heartstrings with the heritage. You know, like Arsenal, for example, have only been around for 125 years. Liverpool are quite young as well as a club, aren't they? Yeah. So with those original clubs, I believe it was Aston Villa, Wolves, Bury, I think Derby as well, that started the whole football league. I've got a lot of reverence for, because, you know,
we wouldn't have what we have without them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we were one of the starting places for football in the world. The FA Cup is the oldest competition in the world, so, you know, everybody, and by everybody I mean Rob and myself, as yet Untitled, hopes that Bury can pull through. Yeah. And
I'm sure they'll get bought.
I genuinely hope so. I wish them nothing but good tidings and shit. Yeah. And that's the news. So, thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. We really appreciate it, and we hope that you've enjoyed Premier League Untitled for the third week, or the fourth. No, this is the fourth now. The fourth week of Premier League Untitled. Yes.
Look how consistent we are.
We are consistent, and my shirts are changing. So at the beginning of the at the beginning of the video, I said that we were running a little competition. Now this is across all of our videos at present, and the competition will end at the.
It's got to be just before the next week.
I'm gonna say the. Yeah, all right. Let's do it for the
Saturday.
by the international break. How about that?
When's the international break?
It's in a couple of weeks. Fine. All right. By next Saturday. The competition is in one of our Fortnite streams. I won't say which. I got the winning kill, and I was using a sniper. Both of them died. I want to know how many people I killed to get the win.
Right.
This was a while ago. This was about a year ago.
Shh. Don't give them hints.
But, you know, you may have to go and watch our Fortnite streams. You may have to watch the Fortnite review.
And tell them, Sam, what can they win?
They can win an as yet untitled shirt in whatever size you want, whatever colour you want.
Has to be a specific size.
You can have any colour you want as long as it's black. And in fact, I will show you what you can win.
Oh, here we go. This is right. Are you going to put it on? You're going to get naked?
I'm trying to put it on.
You're going to get naked?
Don't.
Oh my.
Don't peer pressure.
Oh my goodness.
So, what you can win, although it will say it back. Oh no, it doesn't. It says it there. It's one of these, and you will get a. Well, if you want a signed photo of me and Rob, then you can have a signed photo of me and Rob, but not in that way.
Some very attractive nudes.
Yeah.
Hashtag Rob and Sam nudes.
Get that trending. But it's one of these, so you can have it any colour you want with our logo on the front there, any size, and
our logo. That's not our logo.
Our name on the front there, any size, and we will ship it to you. So
don't throw the merch.
That's it. As ever, please like, share if you've enjoyed the content, and subscribe. And that's all.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, for next video as well, let us know your top 6. Let us know who you think are going to be in the top 6 for the Premier League at the end of the season. We really appreciate the comments we had for the bottom 3 last week.
Yep.
So we can give it a go for next week, and we'll read out again, as we did at the start of this one.
Thank you for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next week on Premier League Untitled.
Ta-da. Why have you stood up?
I don't know.
We do the show sitting down. I can't stand up for that long.
Look, I want an... no, cut it.
Oh, God, I got an email. I can't stop.
Fine, you want nudes? I'll give you nudes. Look at me in all my glory.
Oh!
Sliding into Rob's DMs.
Sliding into YouTube history.
It's still bothering me, man, what that kid said. I've just not got a small dick. I mean, he wouldn't know anyway. I mean, he's a faceless troll on the internet. But I'll tell you what, have you seen the price of Swedish penis pumps?
No. I don't have to use them.
It's a good deal.
And next week you could win a Swedish
You told
penis.
me we're not filming.
Rob! The camera's always rolling, Sam.